And for the first time, some Marigny Circle residents see the video that deputies say shows what really happened to Javon Rakestraw.
KATC's Sean Klein shares their reactions tonight. Sean.
Well, Hoyt, Marcel, I got mixed reaction from the residents in the Doosan neighborhood where a 28-year-old man was tased on Monday night. Now, some question the length of time that deputy used the electronic control device. Others question the need for a taser at all.
He surrendered. That was uncalled for.
Those who live in Marigny Circle react to parts of this video, taken from a dashboard camera mounted in the deputy's cruiser. Those who knew Javon Rakestraw see this as excessive force.
They talk about justice.
He didn't have a gun. He didn't have a knife. He didn't have no mace. There was no reason to do that.
With justice, man. That's not justice.
For many of those around Marigny Circle, it was their first time watching this video. But they say the sheriff's evidence isn't convincing, and they're not changing their mind.
It still don't change because I feel like it's his life. His life is gone. There's no bringing him back.
Why y'all had to tase him? That wasn't cool. Why y'all couldn't mace him?
So you think it went a little too far?
Yeah, it went a whole lot too far.
When I asked neighborhood resident Patrick Nichols if he thought Rakestraw resisted arrest, he said yes, but he blames fear of law enforcement.
People don't resist because they just doing something wrong. People resist because we're scared of these people.
Scared of the police who are there to protect them. In Doosan, Sean Klein, KATC TV3. Now, autopsy results of Rakestraw's injuries are expected to be back in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Live in the newsroom, Sean Klein, KATC TV3.
Thank you, Sean. Now, we posted that dashboard video on our Facebook page, and you watched it, and you still had questions. KATC Sean Klein took a couple of those questions to the sheriff's office. Now, we want to warn you, some of the video you are about to see was taken from the dash cam tape, and you may consider it graphic.
But how long does a tase usually last?
Normally, if I understand right, there's probably about a 5-second burst.
Is the officer trained to know when things are starting to go wrong and to stop tasing?
You know, you're talking about trying to speculate on a whole bunch of different things. Obviously, the officer is going to make those observations while he's there. And I'm sure if he was aware of a legitimate reason why someone wasn't cooperating, obviously he's not going to deploy the taser again because the person wouldn't be a threat.
Now, as we talked to residents near Marigny Circle this afternoon, they asked us why police take such a large interest in their neighborhood. Well, here are the statistics. In just the past 4 months, the area accounts for more than 20% of violent crimes in the Lafayette Sheriff's Office jurisdiction. The majority of the crimes are burglaries and property damage, but deputies also are called to respond to gunshots, assaults, and narcotics incidents. We'll tell you what deputies are doing to help keep the neighborhood crime-free coming up at 6 o'clock.
According to Amnesty International, taser guns were linked to 337 deaths from 2001 to 2008. That number climbed to 447 by 2010.
That's not how police view a harassment. Now, you just saw Rakestraw coming in on your right-hand side of the screen right there, and an officer is going to get out on the left-hand side and ask him to put his hands on the hood of the police cruiser. Now, when Rakestraw doesn't do that, he grabs for his phone and asks to call 911, while in his other hand, he grabs for a bag, it looks like, which police later found out to be marijuana. Now, at that point, the officer didn't know what he was grabbing for, so he brings Rakestraw down the ground in case it was a weapon of some sort. Now, when Rakestraw still battles him, the officer, as you can see right there, starts chasing after him, and Rakestraw's jacket comes off, and the officer begins tasing him right at that point. Now, for this tasing goes on for quite a while, as you can hear his gargles. But the police told me later on that those gargles wouldn't have been heard by the officer because of the microphone on the officer. It would pick up those gargles. Now, in the middle of your screen here is the other officer, the second officer now coming in after the tasing, and he is going in to assist the first officer, which would be Officer Chris Guidry. The ambulance doesn't arrive until 19 minutes later, and that's the ambulance right there. We're going to have more coming up on this video coming up at 6. Marcel, Hoyt, back to you.
Thank you, Sean. Well, the state is not getting enough rain.